Good morning. Now we are moving to fourth unit. There are two topics in fourth unit, fan of flow and relay flow. First we look at fan of flow. Flow is termed as flow of a perfect gas, in a constant area duct, with friction without heat transfer and work done. So it is termed as flow of a perfect gas in a constant area duct with friction without heat transfer and work done. Schematically, it can be represented as, in a constant area duct, it will have perfect gas flow. So in that we will have pipe wall friction, this is with pipe wall friction and without heat transfer. It means that flow is an adiabatic flow. So this whole flow is an adiabatic flow, and without work done. Now let us frame the assumptions about the fan of flow. So from this definition, so our first assumption will be that gas is a perfect gas. It means in that gas there won't be any intermolecular forces. It always obeys state law, that is P is equal to rho RT. And next assumption is a constant area duct. So this tube is a constant area tube. So cross sectional area of this duct is constant throughout the length, and this will be a straight duct. Then one dimensional flow, so all the flow properties variation will be in one directional. So one dimensional flow, steady flow, which means all the flow properties are not a function of time. Then it will have pipe wall friction. Then the whole flow is an adiabatic flow, without work done. So with these assumptions, let us look at some practical examples of fan of flow. So practical examples of fan of flow. So first one is flow in a air conditioning duct. Then flow of oil in long pipes. Then related to aeronautical engineering, flow of gas in the ducts of aircraft engine system, and etc. So these are some examples of practical examples of fan of flow. Now let us derive fan of flow relations to analyze these kind of problems. So now we are going to derive fan of flow relations to analyze the flow relations. To get the equations, consider a control volume here. So let us consider a control volume here with dx length. So I am going to consider a control volume with the dx length. So this length is dx. So before this element, so I will have, let's say I have Mach number m, pressure p, density rho, and temperature T with velocity v. So on this fluid element, what are the forces will act? So one is pressure force. So this will act on both the sides. And then we will have frictional shear force due to this pipe wall friction. So here we will have frictional shear stress. This will act opposite to the flowing direction. So frictional shear stress, let's say this is tau w and this is w. So this will act the sides of where the fluid element is touching the pipe wall. So other than that, we will not have any other forces. One is pressure force and frictional shear force. So these are the two forces will act on this fluid element. Let's say, let us consider here, due to this dx length, these properties will vary due to this frictional shear stress. So that variation now we are going to represent it in differential terms. So here we have m plus dm and v plus dv, p plus dp, rho plus d rho, and t plus dt. So these variations may be an incremental variation or decremental variation. So here you must understand certain things. So all these flow properties variations are only due to this frictional shear force. So all these flow properties variations are only function of this dx. Now we are going to relate this flow properties variation in terms of differential terms, and then we are going to integrate this to this actual case. So first we are going to relate all the flow properties variation in differential terms, and then we are going to integrate for this actual case. So for that we need some fundamental relations. Let us recall those relations in differentiable forms. First we will proceed with state equation. So from state equation, so we have the relation between pressure, density and temperature, that is in differentiable form dp by p is equal to d rho by rho plus dt by t. Let's say this is equation number 1. So and then we have continuity equation. Then from continuity equation, we have a relation between density, area and velocity, dv by v is equal to 0. So here, say area of the duct is constant, so this value will be 0. So d rho by rho is directly related with dv by v. So d rho by rho is equal to minus of dv by v. This term can be represented as minus 1 by 2 into d of v square divided by v square. So in future I need this term, this fractional term, to simplify the equation. So I represented this term as d of v square by v square. So let's say this is equation number 2. So then we have momentum equation. So from momentum equation, term equation, earlier we have derived the momentum equation without pipe wall friction, so that cannot be applied here. So here we need a new momentum equation with pipe wall friction consideration. So now we need to derive that new momentum equation by equating momentum along x direction along x direction. So as per Newton's second law, inertia force is equal to unbalanced force. So we know that inertia force is equal to mass into dv by dt. So if we combine these two, so this will give us m dot into dv. So now let us get inertia force relation for our case. So that will be m dot into change in velocity. So final velocity is v plus dv due to this dx length minus initial velocity is v. So this will be my inertia force of the element. This is equal to unbalanced force. So we have two forces, pressure force and frictional shear force. So at the inlet, at the front region, we have pressure force P. This will be multiplied by A to get force value minus. So we have some changes in this pressure force into the same area. Then we have frictional shear force that acts opposites to the flowing direction, so that is negative, minus that shear force. So we have shear stress into that shearing area, that is dAW, the fluid element touching area in the wall. Now these two will get cancelled, so this will become m dot into dv. So this is equal to, similarly here this p term and this p term will get cancelled, so remaining term will be minus dp into a minus tau w into that touching area dAW. So m dot can be replaced by rho av. So this is rho av into dv is equal to minus dp into a minus tau. Tau w is actually equal to shear force divided by shearing area. Shear area. So shear force in terms of pi frictional coefficient is of rho v squared s into that pi Paul friction coefficient divided by shearing area is s. These two will get cancelled. So tau w will be of rho v squared f into dAW. Now, so in this relation, let us divide this relation by area. So this will give us rho v dv is equal to minus dp minus of rho v square f into dAW divided by a. So rho v dv is equal to minus dp minus of rho v square into f into, so here dAW is equal to perimeter into that pipe diameter, perimeter into dx length divided by area is pi d square divided by 4. So this is equal to minus dp minus of rho v squared into f into the perimeter value is pi d into dx length divided by pi d square divided by 4. So these two will get cancelled and this d and this square will get cancelled. So what are the remaining terms we will have? Rho v dv is equal to minus dp minus of rho v square. Let us take this f term inside here. So this will give us 4f dx divided by d term. Now let us further simplify this equation using the speed of sound relation. Then we are going to apply speed of sound relation. From speed of sound relation, we know that A squared is equal to gamma p by rho. So in this relation we can write rho as this is equal to gamma p by A square. Now we are going to substitute this value instead of rho value. So if we do that, we will get gamma p v dv divided by A squared is equal to minus dp minus half into rho, that rho is gamma p by A square into v square into 4f dx divided by d. So generally all the differential terms are represented as fractions. To get the fractions, let us multiply v squared here and divide v squared here. So we will get gamma p v squared divided by A squared into v dv divided by v square is equal to minus dp minus half. So this will give us Mach number. So gamma p m square into 4f dx divided by d. We can represent v dv as v dv is actually equal to d of v square. So this will give us 2v dv. So v dv divided by 2 will be equal to d of v square. So instead of v dv, it is replace it by dv square, that is gamma p. So this will give us Mach number m square into d of v square divided by v square, and remaining 2 value we will have. This is equal to minus dp minus half gamma p m square into 4f dx divided by d. Now let us divide this equation by p value. So this will give us gamma m square divided by 2 into d of v square divided by v square is equal to minus dp by v. Now it is converted as fraction, minus gamma m square divided by 2 4f dx divided by d. So here actually v dv is equal to d of v square divided by 2, and all the other things are correct now. So now we'll bring everything in one side. So dp by p plus gamma m square divided by 2 into d of v square divided by v square plus gamma m square divided by 2 into 4f dx divided by d is equal to 0. So this is our equation number 3. Then we have energy equation. From energy equation for an adiabatic flow, so we have a relation Cp T plus v square divided by 2 is equal to constant. So here we need differential terms. So let us differentiate this equation. So this is constant for calorically perfect gas. So Cp into dt plus d of v square divided by 2 is equal to 0. Cp can be replaced by gamma r dt divided by gamma minus 1 plus d of v square divided by 2 is equal to 0. So to get the fractions, let us multiply t term in numerator as well as in denominator. So gamma rt divided by gamma minus 1 into dt by t plus d of v square divided by 2 is equal to 0. From speed of sound relation we know that gamma rt is equal to a square. So a square divided by gamma minus 1 into dt by t plus d of v square divided by 2 is equal to 0. Now let us multiply this equation by gamma minus 1 divided by a square. So this will become dt by t plus gamma minus 1 by 2 into 1 by a square into d of v square. To get the fractional terms, let us multiply v squared here and divide v squared here. So this will become m square. So dt by t plus gamma minus 1 by 2 into m square into d of v square divided by v squared is equal to 0. So let's say this is equation number 4. So then we have the last relation, Mach number relation. So then from Mach number relation, so we know that Mach number is equal to v by a. To get m square and v square fractional terms, let us square this relation and take logarithmic. So if we square, we will get m square is equal to v square divided by a square. So this is equal to v square divided by a square is actually equal to gamma r t. So if we take logarithmic, we will get log of m square is equal to log of v square minus log of gamma r t. Now let us differentiate this relation. We will get d of m square divided by m square is equal to d of v square divided by v square minus d of gamma r t divided by gamma r t. So d of m square divided by m square is equal to d of v square divided by v square minus, if we differentiate this, we will get gamma r dt divided by gamma r t. So these two will get cancelled. Then finally we will have d of m square divided by m squared is equal to d of v square divided by v squared minus dt by t. Let's say this is equation number 5. I stop here. We will continue this derivation in next class. Thank you.